Hey everyone, today we're going to be checking out the Tom Bihn Synik 26, which very much feels like the Goldilocks bag of Tom Bihn Synik lineup. I've been a big fan of the 30 and 22 liter versions of the Synik, but it always felt like the 22 liter was a little bit too small for my size. The 30 just felt a little bit too big for EDC, and so I was thrilled when this 26 liter version was announced. I've had a chance to test it out for a couple of weeks now, and in this video I'm going to be talking about what it's been like to use it. I'll show you how I've loaded it out, walk through all the features, and I'll also talk about how it compares to some of the other similar bags that are currently on the market. Before jumping into the video, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Danny, and on this channel we love reviewing popular travel and everyday carry gear. If you like these types of videos and you'd be interested in seeing more, please consider subscribing as it helps the channel out a lot. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and jump in. In general, the appearance and the layout here are pretty much the same as the Synik 22 and the Synik 30, so if you've seen my videos for those, a lot of this will feel familiar. You still have Tom Bihn's really functional aesthetic that they're well known for. It's not necessarily going to be the most sleek or modern looking bag, but it's still something that I think is pretty versatile, particularly for traveling. It's not going to call a ton of attention to itself. It's going to blend in nicely, give you access to the things that you need. It's also going to work well if you're taking it into the outdoors or just for your general everyday carry. As far as the materials, like other Tom Bihn bags, this is very solidly built. The version that I have here is ballistic nylon, so the exterior is very rugged. It's going to offer a nice amount of weather resistance. Tom Bihn is also offering some of their bags in X-Pack fabric now, which is really cool. And then you also have the very reliable and smooth working YKK zippers all throughout. On the front with the branding, you still have the kind of classic Tom Bihn logo down at the bottom right, like the other Synik bags versus the Synapse, which has the logo in the center. And then one thing that's a little different with this bag is these zipper pulls that are included. The Synik bags typically had something to allow you to just give yourself a little bit more of a grip for your zippers, and these are different. This is similar to the style that was on the Bixie backpack that I featured as well. And so I normally didn't really do much with the zipper pulls on the bags. I just used the smaller zipper pulls, but I actually like this style a lot, and it makes it very easy to grab these zippers when I need to. So great to see these included. And then you still have the loop at the bottom for a bike light. You have a nice handle at the top, very, reinforced. It's not the most padded. It's a pretty simple handle, but it gets the job done. And it is a little nicer than the one that's included on something like the Synapse line. And then one last thing to mention on the exterior is that the bag does have the ability to stand up on its own. It can be a little bit inconsistent depending on how things are loaded out, but it does have this flat, wide area on the bottom. So when things are loaded out and the weight is evenly distributed, I was able to just kind of place it down next to me and access the pockets when I needed to. And then moving into the capacity, which is really the standout update here, the bag comes in at about 26 liters, which I think was a really great choice from Tom Bihn. The Synik 22 was a really great EDC bag, but a little bit too compact for me. The Synik 30 was a great minimal travel bag, but just a little bit too large. And so I think that this fills a need that they had, offering something that gives you a little bit more capacity for your day-to-day without feeling overwhelmingly bulky, but something that could still handle minimal travel comfortably without, feeling like a carry-on bag that you have to place into an overhead storage compartment. And so because of the silhouette that this bag has, it's a little bit more rounded. It can feel turtle shell-like, but I really think that this size works very well for a lot of different use cases, and then it never really, sticks out too much, even when it's a little bit more packed out, making it great for navigating crowded areas, jumping on a public transit, and carrying onto pretty much any domestic or international airline. Continuing with the harness system, so far the bag has been really comfortable to wear. Same type of straps that we've seen on other Tom Bihn bags, and so they feel just really well padded, comfortable, soft. On the inside, they have this really nice material. It's not necessarily like a breathable mesh, but it's felt really, really nice. And then you have a good width to help prevent the bag from digging into your shoulders when it's a little bit more packed out. You also have Tom Bihn's edgeless style straps here to prevent any pinching. I also really like the contoured shape of the straps, and then you have an adjustable and removable sternum strap. The bag also includes a stabilizing waist belt, so a pretty simple strap belt that will just prevent the pack from sliding around when you're wearing it. It doesn't offer a ton of additional support per se. It doesn't really take the weight off of your shoulder, so that's why I removed it here. For a bag of this size, I typically wouldn't use something like that, but it's good that it's included if you want to use it. And then on the back, you have a nice amount of padding, more breathable mesh here, and then you also have a frame sheet that's included with the bag, which you can remove if you want to And then you also have the luggage pass-through that's going to allow you to rest this on a suitcase while traveling to save some weight on your back. Jumping into the organizational options, the layout on this one is pretty legendary. Between the Synik 22, 30, and the Synapse line, it has stood the test of time. Super functional, and so very similar layout to those bags. What's going to be different is just how the spacing is going to work and what types of items you can store. So I'm going to show the loadout that I went with for this bag, but just kind of keep that in mind, in that if you go with the 22, you would have less space in all of these pockets, and if you go with the 30, you'd have a little bit more capacity. And so starting off, you have a couple of really great quick access pockets. One smaller one that is going to house things like my AirPods and charging cables to charge my tablet, my phone, just a couple there. This one is one of the smaller pockets. It doesn't quite fit my full hand, but still nice amount of space. You also have an O-ring in here, which is going to be a theme as I talk about some of the other compartments of the bag. This is one of the things that really makes Tom Bihn's bags stand out to me, is this simple system that allows you to configure the bag in so many useful ways. You can also get a peek here at one of the newer linings that they offer. They have this orange interior. It almost makes it feel like a Carryology collaboration. It's not, but it just has that vibe because of this colorway. And then behind that, you have a larger zippered pocket, which is Tom Bihn's spin on the water bottle pocket. This has always been an interesting one to me. I do appreciate the uniqueness here in that they store the water bottle in the middle of the bag versus having it on one side and causing the bag to be unbalanced or the weight to be distributed in a way that can feel funky. And as I've used more bags over the years, I think that, I've started to see that they have a fair point there. I still prefer most times the external water bottle pockets, but I have noticed that I have a big Yeti on one side and nothing on the other one. It can sometimes feel a little funky, and so that always makes me think of this style of pocket here. This can hold a pretty thick water bottle, 20 ounce, will fit very comfortably, but because of the other items that I have in here and just wanting to alleviate some of the space and the pressure, I actually have a slim memo bottle in here, which I think just works perfectly. So it's able to hold a good amount, but it just doesn't take up as much space. So a really good fit there. On the inside here, you have another O-ring and this nice kind of softer material on the back. And then on each side, you have some really nice zippered quick access pockets. Very similar kind of layout and amount of space here. And so dedicated volume on all of these pockets, which is one of the things that makes them so useful. So here on the right, I just have a pair of sunglasses resting there with their case. And then on the side, you have a couple of smaller slots. So I have a pen as well as a smaller flashlight. And then you have an O-ring here, which I have paired with the Tom Bihn Ghost Whale pouch. They have these in a couple of different sizes. Here you can start to see just the usefulness. When you're traveling, you pull out a pouch, grab what you need, you can let it go. You don't have to worry about it getting lost or forgetting it. And then on the other side, I have my USB-C hub with the cables to go along with it to charge all of my devices while I'm on the go. And then nice kind of open space here. You have one slip pocket here on the side. This one's a little larger, so it can store something like my mouse. And then the bag does include a little lanyard where you can clip on your keys or a multi-tool or something. This is attached to one of the O-rings, so you can take it off. You can move it to one of the other compartments if you prefer to. And then at the bottom of the bag, you have a larger pocket, which I've always been surprised with how much this compartment can hold on these Synik bags. I absolutely love it. At the moment, I have the Evergood Civic Access pouch, 1 liter, kind of slides in there perfectly. You can see there where I can get it in and out when I need to. And so just a great fit, but this one has a good bit of volume for other things that you might be grabbing regularly. Toiletries, I actually have 2 pouches stored in here. You can see just how much volume. This is a Pro Tech kit from Air in addition to the Civic Access pouch 1 liter. So just an impressive amount of volume. I've also stored things like my over-ear headphones in here, rain jacket, toiletries for when I'm traveling. So absolutely, fantastic. You can get that look at the bright orange lining on the inside. And then you also have a series of O-rings in this compartment as well, which I typically pair with Tom Bihn's handy little thing pouch, which is just designed to perfectly slot in there. That's a great tech organizer. It attaches to the O-rings, and then I don't have to worry about it getting lost or anything like that. So I can't, kind of talk about this system enough. Once you kind of go deep into all the accessories that Tom Bihn has to offer, you can really nerd out about it if you're an organizational person. And then you have the laptop compartment, which you can access from the side or on the inside. So cool to have the dual access zipper, depending on if you want to grab your laptop from the top. The side access zipper does feel a little bit small. It can handle my 14-inch MacBook Pro pretty well, but you kind of have to angle it in and out. It doesn't come out on its own, but you can see that it does work for a 14-incher pretty comfortably. A 15-inch though, I could see this compartment starting to get a little tight, particularly if the main area is really packed out. You might have to really wiggle it out, but in general for me, with the devices that I typically carry, this will get the job done just fine as far as allowing me access when I need to. And then the last area that we're going to be taking a look at is the main compartment. You have the clamshell style opening here, so you can open it fully flat, easily pack everything out. And so 26 liters of space is still going to offer an impressive amount of capacity, particularly for an EDC loadout. So I just tossed in some of the items that I'm using regularly. I have the Evergood Civic Access pouch, half liter here at the top. I have the Lockbee Tech and EDC pouch that I've also been enjoying a lot as of late. And then here, I actually wanted to take advantage of some of these other accessories that actually have a carabiner to showcase more of the O-rings that are included here in the main area of the bag. And so here at the top, I have a slim and simple pouch from Side by Side. I featured this in videos in the past and just has some of the items that I'm grabbing regularly, particularly when I'm flying. So it has wipes so that I can clean up the airplane table when I'm gonna eat. You know, it's something that can hold cash, cards. So, you know, very simple accessory here, clipped on with a carabiner. I have my Beats Studio wireless headphones with their case. Then I also have the Evergood Civic Access pouch, 2 liters. And with the items that I had there was still some leftover capacity. And now on the inside, you can see the compression straps that are part of the Synik lineup. So these are included with the bag. These are gonna be great if you want to just kind of compress down the packing cubes or other items that you might be traveling with. What I really like about this is you can actually remove them. So if you're not gonna use them, you can give yourself a cleaner layout, remove some of the clutter, which I really like. And with the amount of space that's offered here, this is a really great minimal travel bag size. So I would easily be able to fit my compressible packing cube, my dock kit, an extra pair of shoes, and be able to use this for a longer weekend trip. And on the back here, you can get a better look at the laptop sleeve. So here is that top access. You have a zipper here that allows you to pull the laptop out when you need to. Same style of laptop area as the other Synik bags, which is something that I would love to see a little bit of improvement on in the future, as it's a little bit thin. This material is slightly padded and it's kind of soft, but you know, this isn't really a protective laptop sleeve in the sense that some of the other more tech-focused travel bags have, which can help with space and weight. But you know, you'll want to keep in mind if you have something a little bit more delicate, maybe adding a secondary case. I know Tom Bihn also sells some good caches for the laptops, but for the 14-incher, great to see how easily it slides in and out from this section of the bag. You can see here at the bottom, there's a slight gap here, but depending on how the bag is loaded out, you still want to be careful when you're placing this down. And there's no dedicated tablet sleeve, which might have been a nice addition. And on the other side, you have a simple slip pocket here, an elastic slip pocket that's going to be a great spot for maybe if you want to store a jacket, an extra pair of shoes. I just have my Kindle and a book that I've been reading as of late, so good amount of space here, very simple. And then at the top you have a couple more O-rings that you can pair with something like a handy little thing pouch. This is the smaller size. I typically have the larger size in the exterior pocket. And then you also have these attachment points here that work with the caches that Tom Bihn sells for the laptop. You can also use it to clip on other accessories if you need to. So pretty similar layout to what you've seen with some of the other Synik and Synapse bags in the past. And I think that's a good thing because it's a layout that continues to hold up well over the years. I'm really impressed every time that I come back to this bag with just how much I enjoy using it. And you know, with this new size, it really feels like Tom Bihn just kind of took it to the next level. And so if you've been curious about trying out a Tom Bihn bag and you're looking for something that's very rugged, that's gonna offer an excellent ecosystem of accessories, and you know, if the previous sizes just didn't feel right because it was either too big or too small, then this is gonna be a fantastic option to take a look at. And so to wrap up, it's been a great experience testing out the Tom Bihn Synik 26. At the time of filming, you can pre-order this on the company site for around $335, so definitely in a more premium price range, as many of Tom Bihn's bags tend to be, as they are assembled in smaller batches in the USA. They use really high quality materials, great feature set, so you get a lot of value for that price point, but there's gonna be some other great bags in this price range that may be worth considering. And so as I was testing this out, the first bag this made me think of is the Able Carry Max EDC, which is another one of the newer bags that came out this year that I've really enjoyed using. Very solid build quality. It's got a little bit more of a modern aesthetic, still a little bit technical with, some webbing. It's got a rugged feel with the X-Pack exterior that it offers. Very comfortable harness system, dedicated and well-padded laptop compartment, good organization, and so just a really solid bag at the 26-liter size range, pretty similar to this, so something that can work well for EDC, for minimal travel. It's not the smallest bag, but if you're looking for something very rugged, comfortable, and sleek, then that's gonna be an excellent option to take a look at. Another bag this made me think of is the GoRuck GR2, which has been one of my favorite minimal travel and EDC bags for a while now. It's offered in a couple of different sizes. The 26-liter size, of course, is going to be the one that's closest to this one as something that can be used as a daily carry bag, but then also works well as a minimal travel bag. I've used that as a personal item. Really functional layout. It's got the dual clamshell compartments. Really great quick access pockets on some of the newer models, comfortable harness system, dedicated and well-padded laptop compartment. Very solid build quality. It's now offered in a couple of different fabrics and styles, so you have a little bit more options to pick from, but regardless, you're gonna get something that's very solidly built, and if you have a little bit of a higher budget, then that's gonna be an excellent option to take a look at. And then the last option that I'll mention here is the Evergood CTB26, which is one of the few bags that has an organizational layout to rival Tom Bihn's. I actually did a comparison of the Synik 30 and the CTB26 if you want to check that out. Absolutely love the layout of the CTB, just really great quick access pockets, clamshell style opening, dedicated, well padded and suspended laptop compartment. It's got a comfortable harness system, luggage pass through, and so checks off a lot of the same boxes as this one here, but just a little bit of a different layout and style. And so if you're looking for something that's got a more kind of minimal crossover aesthetic that's going to offer a ton of versatility, then that's going to be one of the best options that you can take a look at. With that being said, the Tom Bihn Synik 26 holds up very well against all those options and continues to have one of the most functional, useful layouts of any bags that I've had a chance to test out. I was a big fan of the Synik 22 and the Synik 30, and now I'm an even bigger fan in this size range that they have here. So if you're looking for something that's gonna work well for tons of different use cases, that's gonna offer a great build quality, plenty of comfort, and a really great layout and ecosystem, this is gonna be an excellent option to take a look at. And I'm definitely curious to hear what you all think of the Synik 26 and how it compares to some of the other popular EDC and minimal travel bags that are currently on the market. And if there's any similar options that you think that I should check out, as always, please let me know in the comments. And I want to thank the company for sending the bag for me to test out, and to you guys for watching and supporting the channel. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like, and if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any upcoming videos, and we'll see you in the next one.